Hey, Pardon My Take listeners, you can find every episode on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. On today's Pardon My Take, we have Cris Collinsworth on the show. Long discussion with him. Football is coming back. We talk about his broadcasting career, his career with Pro Football Focus, how they judge players, what's going to happen in the 2020 season. Awesome conversation, longtime guy that we wanted to have on the show. And, of course, we get a lot of answers on the slide. We have Who's Back of the Week. We have Sports Week. Sports are coming back this week. We have Mark Zuckerberg Stay Woke. I think he has a fake ass. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We have the defense that we have never seen before, new in legal world. I don't even know if they teach this in like the law departments or the law schools. As a straight guy, Jeremy Roenick's new legal defense for being fired from NBC, and a lot more. Before we get to all of that, Pardon My Take is brought to you by the Cash App. Not only is it the easiest place to send money to your friends, it's the safest. It's the only app I use when I'm trying to send money to and fro. The Cash App is the best way to go. You don't have to be face-to-face. You can link it directly to your bank account, and the Cash App is everywhere. It's on Twitch. It's on Instagram. It's on Twitter. It's on Bubba Wallace's race car. Check that out. And, of course, when you download the Cash App, enter the referral code BARSTOOL. You'll receive $10. $10 that you can go buy yourself a couple beers, social distancing beers. You can buy yourself maybe a mask to put on. Yeah, I said it. You put on a mask. Do it all with the Cash App. The Cash App will also send $10 to ASPCA, helping families. So download the Cash App from the App Store or Google Play Store today and get involved with the Cash App, our favorite app in the entire world. Okay, let's go. Pardon My Take, presented by Barstool Sports. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by the Cash App. Go download it right now. Use code Barstool. You get $10 for free, $10 to ASPCA. Today is Monday, July 20th, and sports are back, baby.
Yes.
This week.
Yes.
This week.
We've made it.
Sports week.
It's sports week right now. It's been the longest, 4.5 months of all time?
Yes.
You're smashing the computer over here. You're so jittery to get back to betting on sports.
I'm so excited. I also just had the moment that it feels, the stupid tweets we've seen the last 4 months, nature is healing. And nature isn't healing, but nature truly is healing now that sports are back, because I tweeted out a picture of Wrigley because the Cubs are playing the Sox right now, and someone replied and said, fuck the Sox fans, and someone replied back to him and said, fuck you, and then someone replied back to him and said, you wish. Sports are back. That's
arguments
the type of energy we need on Twitter.
I got a small taste of that last week. I was going to the Redskins Reddit to see if I could get out ahead of whatever the story was going to be. And the first 5 posts on there were all from fans of different franchises saying, "Hey, Bills fan here, coming in peace."
Yeah.
And just reading that as a preview from a Bills fan, a Cowboys fan, a Niners fan.
Oh, yeah, so good.
A little bit of normalcy is great. I'm so ready to not care about serious shit anymore and just getting back to caring way too much about dumb shit. That's our right as Americans. It's our duty as Americans to do that. And I'm very, very excited to get back to it.
By the way, apologies to MLS and golf. You have been back. Whatever. Okay.
That was talking soccer.
Yeah, talking soccer, and also golf is really back now because we had a rules violation that everyone got mad about, and your best friend Mike Greenberg was at the front of it being like, I saw the ball move from sitting on my couch. So he was very upset. But it feels like sports are back.
Did Mike call it in?
No, I don't think I think they got away with I think they got rid of that.
Oh,
they
that's
got rid
right.
of
Yeah,
the
the
snitch line.
USGA got rid of the snitch line. They migrated.
So he's just
people that
snitching on
staff
Twitter.
that now
Yeah.
moved over to work for the NBA.
Speaking of golf violations, that Bryson one on Friday was all time.
It was
Oh,
awesome.
dude. So can we nominate him? He's now the number one triple B.
I think
in
he's
the sports
baby
world.
back bitch of the year.
Oh my God! The fact that he now has his caddy blocking camera guys too, and it was a very relatable moment when he's counting his shots. Every single person who's ever golfed has been in that moment. They're like, "Fuck! Oh yeah, there were two by the tree, and then fuck! Oh, I've had too many beer. I don't know what shot I'm on." But then
He kept hitting the same shot out of bounds.
just let that be relatable. Just be a regular dude.
But he goes
it
over.
happened.
He goes over the ball. He's like, "Are you sure my ball is out of bounds?" And the rules official was like, "Unfortunately, Bryson, yes, it is." He goes, "I don't believe you. Let's get another rules official." And the second guy comes over, is like, "Yeah, Bryson, it's definitely out of bounds.
Yes.
You hit it on the other side of the fence."
Without a doubt.
And then he just started like, listen, I think that history is going to vindicate our Bryson takes sooner rather than later. This is a classic roid rage type. If I'm on a witch hunt, he's roid raging out there.
Guy stinks.
Big time. He looked like a fucking gorilla trying to find an acorn in a cornfield when he was looking for his ball, and he was just pacing back and forth, getting so angry and looking like a big loser. Meanwhile, because he hit that 10, our boy Brooks made the cut.
And I'm not going to say, Brooks would never, ever make an excuse. Ever. Because he's just a stand-up guy. He's not like Bryson DeChambleu. Bryson DeChambleu, baby back bitch.
DeChambleu.
Yeah. Bryson DeChambleu, I blew it.
More like Dyson DeChambeau.
You read
because
that
he
one.
blows.
You had that one written down.
No, I don't. I swear to God.
Dyson.
I don't have Dyson.
Okay. So Brooks, I think his knees still hurt. Again, I'm not going to make... He would never say it, but I'm just going to say it for him. I think his knees still hurt, so that's probably why he hasn't been that great.
Well, let me check in on this. Was this a major?
No.
Okay, then who cares?
Well,
then we're still good.
The sixth major.
We're still. This is the seventh major.
It
at
was
this point.
Yeah, it was the sixth major, so it counts.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Rahm, good job winning by so much that a 2-point penalty doesn't give you the loss. So good for that. Sports are back. Feels good. Baseball on Thursday. Exhibition games in the NBA. And then, of course, we have all this good news, and it feels like we got positive momentum, and then the NFL is just going to fuck everything up by, we mentioned on Friday, using our brains to say, we got time. We have nothing but time. And now, all of a sudden, you have the Texans and what other
Texans
team?
and the Chiefs.
Texans and Chiefs, because they're supposed to play the Thursday night game to open the season so they can open their training camp earlier than everyone else. And they can also invite rookies a week earlier than training camps open. And now everyone's like, hey, do we have a plan? Well, no, we don't. Okay, well, we're fucked.
It seems like this was the last weekend for them to get their shit together. Like, if they don't have a plan in place by Monday, that's going to set into effect this big domino situation where the entire season might get delayed at that point. And you're right. Roger Goodell treated this offseason. Like, do you remember having summer reading when you had to have a book report due on the first day back in school? And you're like, fuck it, I got 2.5 months to take care of this thing. And then all of a sudden it's Labor Day weekend and you haven't read the book at all. And then you got to go on Spark Notes and try to just read the summary and write a real quick bullshit report.
You don't even have to do an analogy from 25 years ago. Hank was literally doing his taxes on Friday on the show.
That's true, yeah.
So that's what we're working with. Our brains are leading the NFL.
Roger Goodell just filed for an extension on the testing plan.
We do it all the time. We are king procrastinators, and the NFL, we were hoping that some adult would be like, hey, let's get on this. Instead, I was reading something today. They don't have anything figured out, it feels like. Not only talking about the health protocols, like testing, how often they're going to test, all these things. They have to figure out the money side too, where
that seems like it's probably going to be the harder thing to figure out.
Right,
is splitting up the cap and how much do you put off to next year? That
guaranteeing
sort of
money for guys to show, because obviously players are saying to the NFL, if we show up day one, we want something, because we could show up, get sick, or show up, do training camp for a month, and then have the season canceled and get no dollars. How does that make sense? So I mean, they're trying the coordinated where you saw all the tweets where everyone's like, we want to play.
That was very funny.
Yeah, I mean, they were taking the page out of baseball's handbook.
Every player was just tweeting at Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell's opening up his phone and just refreshing, be like, oh, fuck, I just got added by Mahomes, DK Metcalf, Russell Wilson. Oh, fuck, Russell Wilson's wife is pregnant with Future's kid. What am I going to do about all this
It
stuff?
probably actually wasn't Roger Goodell. It was his wife checking his Twitter messages.
Well, his wife on her burner.
Right. Being like, I
Searching-
got a lot of
name
people I
searching her
have
husband.
to say, you're playing a children's sport. Just shut up and get there and be happy.
Yeah.
Millions are out of work.
God, I would love to see her burner account right now.
Yeah, it's popping. It's popping. So, I don't know. Let's not do the negative today. Let's do the positive.
Cris Collinsworth will tell us on a scale of 8 to 10 that sports are definitely coming back. Football is absolutely coming back.
Football is coming back. We have Cris Collinsworth coming up. Awesome interview with him. Anything else from the weekend that we had to touch on before we get to who's back? Seemed.
Billy put together a nice little packet for us.
Yes.
Trevor
Billy is back.
Lawrence got engaged.
Trevor Lawrence got engaged.
Which is just say nothing about being like a future NFL superstar, but just getting engaged when you're a senior in college is dumb as shit.
Yeah, but he did it on the 50-yard line. That's kind of cool.
Question making.
Yeah.
Decision
I
making
wonder if
questionable.
Did he touch the rock before?
Well, he's touching a rock as he's on a knee,
Giving it to her.
giving it to her. That's a yeah. That's about it there.
That's Billy's.
It looks like they took the picture at 7:00 in the evening. That's good decision making. Nice little glow up there.
Yeah, we had some baseball games. We had Stu Feiner in the front row, which was hilarious. The baseball fan cutouts.
I really want to buy baseball fan cutouts, but I want to make them be dude perfect and give them all cold sores.
That would be good.
That'd be sick.
Or, you know who else had a cold sore? Okay, let's do our Who's Back of the Week. Shout out Billy, by the way, because Billy, we had the talk on Friday's show. He has shown up. He is ready to go. He's got his marching orders. We're going to make a man out of this boy, and it's positive vibes only with Billy. We'll tell you when you can start saying soy boy again. You cannot until he starts acting like a soy boy, but right now he's acting like a soy man.
Soy man.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to Who's Back, our friends at Whoop. Whoop is a fitness wearable that provides you daily insights on the performance of your sleep, how recovered your body is, and how much exertion you put on your body, whether you're looking to lose a few pounds, training for an event, or just plain feel better. Whoop can help you on your journey with personalized, actionable data each day. They even have gaming as an activity. So when we're on Twitch, we're whooping it up. We're getting it going. And Whoop has been all over the news lately. The PGA Tour procured more than 1,000 straps to help the golfers, caddies, and staff stay on top of their health. Whoop uses respiratory rate to help members potentially identify illnesses like COVID-19 before they might start feeling symptoms. And Whoop gives you 24/7 data on your activities, but it's also a fun way to get competitive with your friends and family. You can create and join teams to compare your metrics and check out where you stand on daily leaderboards. See if your friend is in the red and struggling from a weekend of going out, or if they're in the green and about to invite you to a workout. There are only a couple of weeks left in the Beat Billy football competition, but it's still not too late to join Barstool Team and finish strong for your chance to win $250 of PMT merch. I love using my Whoop. It tells you every single morning how rested you are, whether you're ready to go, whether you need a day off. It is your personalized trainer in tune with your body. You need it. I actually am averaging like 17 wake-ups in the middle of the night. I'm a terrible sleeper. That's what I found out from Whoop. So I'm trying to work on that, and Whoop has all the data. Get yourself some data. Get yourself smarter. Use Whoop. Use the code COMM, COMM-B-STOOL on the app. Billy's got a strap back on his wrist and is ready to take on the competition. Get on Whoop today with the code TAKE for 15% off. And please, please, please beat Billy. Again, it's code TAKE for 15% off on Whoop.com. Okay, who's back of the week? Hank.
I got a few Who's Backs of the week
All
this
right,
week.
do it.
My first one is bat cracks.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
One of the positives with sports being back, empty stadiums in the MLB means a lot more like really solid contact bat cracks, which is one of the best sounds in sports from the Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
For sure.
But-
Bat crack is so much better than the bat ping.
Yes. Bills Mafia is back
Yes.
in a big way. Canada shut down the Blue Jays being allowed to play in Toronto, so there's talks about the Buffalo Blue Jays becoming a thing, which would be
Need it.
electric. I feel like even though, Corona, social distancing, no fans in the crowd, Bills Mafia is still going to show
Buffalo.
up. They're still going to
The
tailgate.
Buffalo Blue Jays would be
Buff-
awesome. Chris Berman.
I hope it's a situation where they just never go back to Toronto.
Buffalo has never turned down a chance to party before a sporting event, so
Yeah.
I don't think that it matters. I mean, there's probably mostly Yankee fans in Buffalo, I would imagine, but they still will come out just to throw themselves through tables before a Blue Jays game.
Absolutely. It's the same color scheme as the Bills, too, so you can wear your Zubaz to the baseball game That's going to be sick. Chris Berman is definitely thinking about all the Buffalo blue cheese references that he's going to be making once football starts. And I'm just thinking about how excited I am to hear him make those.
That's it.
That's it?
Well, no, I had other ones, but we're talking about them later. And we talked about one before. Trevor
okay.
Lawrence.
What was Trevor Lawrence?
Love and Zuck.
Love is back. Yeah, Love is back. Well, is Love back?
Love is absolutely back. That's my who's
Danica
back of the
Patrick
week.
and Aaron Rodgers, though.
Yeah, that means that. Wait, but he's dating the girl.
Did they not
from-
buy that house together? He bought it
Who
himself.
knows?
No,
Who
he
knows?
bought that to flex for her to be like, Danica, you're so cool.
That should have been the first sign.
I got you a crystal room for like that overlooks the Pacific Ocean.
Would be a real shame if Danica maybe did some crystal, I don't know, put some crystal like bad juju on Aaron when he's going out the door. Real shame. Wouldn't want that to happen.
Absolutely not. Well, he's dating the girl from what's it called?
Outer Banks.
Big Little Lies.
Oh.
My jam. Shailene
Okay.
Woodley. So Aaron Rodgers is obsessed with just dating famous people.
Uh-huh.
I started watching. I watched that PFT, by the way.
It's good, right?
First season was good.
Season 2
yeah,
sucks.
First season was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is obsessed with that.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Why is he?
He dates. I think maybe. No, I was gonna say it would actually be counterintuitive. You'd probably want to date a non-famous person to convince them to move to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Like a famous person, maybe that's why this is always happening. Is that you ask someone to move to Green Bay, Wisconsin in the winter? As a famous person, it's probably hard to keep that relationship going.
Maybe he just likes living the single life, so he only dates people that are famous that he knows will not move in with him, so that he can stay up in Green Bay just rolling dolo all the time.
And also probably getting that like breakup, like oof, now I can do whatever I want. Feel every year has got to be exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
New beginnings.
Is that it, Hank?
That's it.
All done?
I'm all done.
So my who's back of the week is True Love. Skip Bayless.
No, I just did that.
No, but you said yours was going to be True Love, but it wasn't. So mine is True Love,
Okay,
even though
all
we
right.
discussed it. But I'm talking about my man Skip, and Ernestine are more in love than ever. I don't know if you saw the tweet that Skip put out on Friday. He said, for 15 years, Ernestine and I have done this nearly every Saturday. We play catch. So he's a play catch guy, not have a catch guy. She never played a sport. What kind of a backhanded compliment to her, but can throw as if she started in college. We talk, listen to music, reconnect. It's become our ritual. In fact, I think I fell in love the first time we played catch, and it's just a video of them just firing like a Nerf football across their living room at each other.
That's
Who
actually
took
kind
that
of
video?
nice.
It's
I
sweet.
kind of like that.
That's the question I had was who took this video. It's got to be Wilbon. I assume that he just lives with Skip Bayless, and they just like fucking debate everything every night. But we also know that on Saturday, that's when they sleep in the same bed, right?
Right.
So that's like their foreplay. Is they just throw a Nerf football around until Skip Bayless gets an erection, and then he's like, "It's back, honey," and she's like, "Let's do this. Let's push the beds together."
I actually like this because you can't. I mean, it's just a natural thing that if you have a football in the house, if you have a ball in the house, you can't not end up playing catch. It's you can do it around any single person. It happens all the time in the Barstool office. Someone has a basketball, football. You just sit there and watch them, and you're like, hey, let me see that real quick. And that's probably how it started. And let me see that real quick started a beautiful marriage between the two. So I like that. I'm in on that. All right, my who's back of the week is dad bods. And people not understanding what a dad bod is because Zac Efron has been accused of having a dad bod. If you haven't seen this picture, it's a picture of Zac Efron with a 8-pack and then a picture of Zac Efron with a 6-pack. And they're like, since when did Zac Efron get a dad bod? And I've said this many times before. I'll say it again. Fuck the people who have made dad bod culture seem cool because I know deep down no one actually wants dad bods. They want the Zac Efron 6-pack dad bod. They want the, Jason Segel. Oh, he's got a dad bod, but he's also like a struggling musician who's going to make it big in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And, everything's always a million laughs because I'm dating this dad bod guy. Instead, reality is if you have a true dad bod, you're just really tired all the time because your metabolism is fucked up and you're overweight and you just really want to nap.
He should go method if he's trying to get into the real dad bod culture. Like the only workouts that he's allowed to do is mow the lawn, like man the grill,
Just pick things
mow
up
the lawn
off the
again.
ground.
Yeah, pick up toys.
I just hate it.
Just get puked on by babies all the time.
It's bullshit. The dad bod thing is bullshit. People being like, "Oh, I love a dad bod." No, you don't. No, you fucking don't.
This was a successful troll of the internet by the New York Post, because New York Post, I don't know if you noticed their Twitter account recently, they've just been living high off the horse or eating high off the hog,
clicks.
Getting those quote tweets. By putting up an article that says Zac Efron's dad bod
he does look incredible
on
on
Netflix
the left.
shocks fans, and on the right he still looks very good. But
he looks awesome.
They knew exactly what they were doing when they posted that.
He just has the beard. It's the dad beard. He got a dad beard.
That's not a dad bod. That's like a near death bod, right? Because didn't Zac Efron almost die a couple months ago?
Yes.
When he was taping his show Near Death.
Yes. We got to
His
get
new
him back
show
on the show.
His new show is good.
We're gonna get him back on the show.
It's very.
Watch
he's saving the world pretty much.
I think he was running Anavar in the first photo.
Okay, Billy speculates that he was on Anavar in the first, and the second
steroids.
one,
Yeah, Billy wrote down in his notes.
Well, I saw a tweet that was like Zac Efron admitted that in the first picture it was like he was out of rehab and he went on like a crazy diet to like focus on staying sober, and he was like it was really unhealthy, all this other stuff. So it's like. It's really he was unhealthy when he was that jacked.
This sheet by Billy is this is why Billy's back, because we asked Billy, we said we gave him a list of things to do, and one of the things to do was we need you to stay on top of the internet all weekend and write a list of 10 different stories that you could think we could discuss. Billy, in ultimate Billy fashion, he actually, credit to him, he waited all the way until topic 5 out of 10 on day 1 of doing this to say, we can talk steroids if you want. Mm-hmm. So, good job. And you were able to keep it all the way to topic 5. Because I know you wanted to be topic 1. Hey, you guys want to talk steroids? So, good on you. You did a good job.
Billy also waited until the third topic to insert a little joke that he made. It was the Trevor Lawrence thing, and then he said, insert Burrow getting a bigger ring joke.
Oh,
that was
nice.
Pretty good.
So, you didn't even think of the joke. You just said insert it.
You just said, I know you guys, if you want to think of one.
Layup. Yeah. All right. I would like an amendment to your top 10 list, Billy. I want there to be at every list that you give us at least one section that we can talk steroids if we want.
Okay.
All right? So just something that can segue to steroid talk.
It's actually 12. I did 12.
Oh, you did. We asked you to make 10.
There's
12,
definitely going to be 7.
Try hard
There's going to be
move,
7
so.
on Tuesday.
He's going to average it out.
He's going to be like, but I did 12 on one. All right. No, positive vibes only. All right, Billy, what's your Who's Back of the Week?
My Who's Back of the Week is Swag. Swag is back.
Swag Kelly?
Oh, actually, all types of swag is back. Well, Jose Cespedes on the Mets was rocking an awesome. Did I miss Jose? Jose mispronounced it.
You were Hank lit up. Hank's the mispronounced guy.
I'm really bad at pronouncing words.
I love it.
Well, it's not his name. Johannes?
It is now.
Jose. I thought it
It's
was
Johannes.
Now it's Jose
Cespedes.
Cespedes.
Yeah.
I thought it was. It's okay.
Yeah. No, you got it.
I'm not a Met fan. Was rocking an awesome glove and belt combo at the game yesterday. A little inter-squad scrimmage. It was really awesome. Also, Swag Kelly thinks he's the second fastest quarterback in the NFL, which I agree with.
Yes.
Also, is he not in the NFL though?
I know he's a fourth stringer on the call.
He's a fourth stringer.
Yeah.
He's also been caught by the police multiple times. So unless he's saying that like the Denver police force would be faster than Lamar Jackson.
I'm just saying, how do you get from a party to someone's house 2 miles away in that quick of a time?
That's true. Good
they
point.
said they looked away. He was gone.
Billy has long said that Swag Kelly is a steal of that draft.
Swag Kelly is going to make a comeback at some point. He was like my favorite.
I love it, Billy.
Yeah.
You got to pick one guy. That's your guy. I remember you said it 3 years ago. You're like, watch out for Swag Kelly. He's going to be the steal of this draft.
Jake Fromm this year.
Yeah. Just stick with it.
Yeah, I think he's going to be like a sleeper that's just going to like come out of nowhere and like get thrown into a game. And just
That's literally what he's done. Is he has slept. He has been a sleeper in someone else's house who came out of nowhere. That's why you got the cops.
You
called.
got this,
Big-time
Billy.
sleeper.
I like this.
Yeah.
Stick with it.
I'm sticking with Swag.
All right, good. Who's back? Is that it?
Just general swag by athletes.
Yeah.
In sports.
Okay.
'Cause that's so cool.
Good
How
job,
many
Billy.
different Twitter accounts do you subscribe to that have something like athlete swag or like swag for jocks?
I
in the
will
handles?
not disclose that.
I'll bet
Hype
it's
tape.
several.
Me and student athlete Twitter are very tight, and don't talk about my people like that.
Okay. All right. Billy, you should do one of those videos that go viral every like 6 months, like life as a student athlete. Maybe life is a pardon my take intern.
I definitely.
You should do that. All right, so that's another thing. Put it on your plate.
It's on my plate.
So it's like you wake up at noon. You send us the fact that you're going to be late.
Yeah.
You're late. You play Call of Duty. You're late. Like, do the whole thing.
Actually,
do it exactly how it is. Get the Diet Coke.
6:30.
Now I get these guys Diet
my
Cokes.
chickens.
Yep.
I take my dog out.
So do it.
Do you have a rooster that wakes you up in the morning?
No, not. It hasn't grown its voice yet.
That's going to be sick.
Yeah.
Like an old school alarm clock.
All right, so Billy, do that.
Awesome.
As part of your job now. All right, let's get to our awesome interview with Cris Collinsworth. Before we do that, a word from one of our favorite sponsors, Death Wish Coffee. In this seemingly never-ending lockdown the world is going through, it's hard to stay motivated, especially when you're supposed to be working from home. But thanks to the people at Death Wish, makers of the world's strongest coffee, you can stay caffeinated to do whatever you do when baseball season isn't happening. Oh, it's back this week. When the gym is closed, when you can't improve your game on the back nine, when you're waiting for The Bachelor to come back on. Death Wish Coffee is a dark roast blend that has double the amount of caffeine than your average cup of coffee. With a smooth, bold taste, Death Wish Coffee will wake you up and help you get ready to take on the day. Death Wish Coffee is available in whole bean, ground, death cups, and cold brew. Crack a can of cold brew with a smooth, strong taste that packs 300 milligrams of caffeine per can. That's actually my personal favorite. The cold brew cans, you buy a case, you pop them in your refrigerator, you wake up, maybe you're going to the gym, maybe you just don't have time to get coffee or make coffee. You just drink it right out of the can, ready to go, get you going on the day. So go check it out, Death Wish Coffee. Are you the average Joe sending back weak-ass coffee every morning to get you moving? Your coffee should be highly caffeinated and should work hard for you, right? Well, we challenge you to brew Death Wish Coffee and join the millions of others who say no to ordinary coffee and yes to extraordinary. Get Barstool's coffee of choice at deathwishcoffee.com and save 15% off your order when you use code VIVA at checkout. That's deathwishcoffee.com, promo code VIVA for 15% off. Viva La Strong Coffee, Viva La Death Wish. Okay, here he is, Cris Collinsworth. All right, we now welcome on a very special guest. It is someone that we've wanted on this show for a very long time. You know him. He is always in your living room on a Sunday night in the fall. It is the one, the only, Cris Collinsworth. Oh, he went too far.
You got it.
Wait a minute, I'm on wheels now. I almost overslid the runway there.
Damn.
Yeah, you got to find that center. Listen, it's the off season for you too.
Yes.
You haven't gotten any reps in recently.
Camp. I need camp. Camp.
So answer all of our slide questions. Do it all. Like a 30 for 30 on the slide.
All right. Started off as the dumbest thing ever invented ever. So they would put a mark on the thing where we would sit, like we sit on the desk, right? So we sit there and they would put a mark and they would say put one leg on either side of the mark, right? So okay, fine. So I sit my butt down and I got one leg on either side. Well, Al opens the show by himself, right? That's I don't know, he's done it forever, and it's Al Michaels in America in a one-on-one sort of bonding exercise that he does. So in order for Al to do the one-on-one, they say, Chris, you got to get out of the shot. And I was like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to put my legs between the mark on the thing, or you want me in the shot? Well, just lean out, right? So just lean out, give Al some room so he can do his thing. All right. So I lean out. So I'm sitting there and I'm in some places. I mean, I'm like lying down. So in order to get out of the shot and get my hip and my ass and everything out of the shot. So I'm like over here like this. And then Al, when he finishes his monologue, he says, well, let's bring in Cris Collinsworth to do it. And then I come up like that. Right. So solution. It was a solution to the problem. And we did it. How it became a thing, I have no idea. I mean, it was like it overnight. There was one. I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but I'm not the most internet savvy guy in the world and social media and all that stuff. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better. But there was one where they did an outtake of this thing where they were like thousands of people in a bar. and then on a big screen,
that was
and
us.
the thing
Yeah.
was us on camera, and then I slid in, and the place went crazy, right? And so, being the moron that I am, for about 15 seconds, I thought people were really going crazy over my slide.
No, they were.
Yeah,
they
they
were.
were.
That was real. That was
No,
real.
that's where
it
we
was
got
totally
it.
fun.
Yeah.
No,
No,
that was the initial clip. It was at the Toronto Tavern,
Toronto
actually.
Tavern, yep.
And then what we did, like in the future, we would superimpose other images where the slide used to
Yeah,
be.
like famous shots in the World Cup and stuff.
Yeah, like we did one with England in the World Cup where they
Yeah,
scored an important
yeah,
goal,
right,
and we're like, oh, look what's going
That
on
was
in England.
you guys that did that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
No
been
way.
a huge
Yeah.
fan of the slide
Yes.
for a
Very
long time, Chris.
Yeah.
I am so honored. That's amazing.
In fact,
that's amazing.
I've got probably like 10 more questions about the slide. I'll limit myself to 2 more. But do you find that you have to wear a certain type of pant to be able to execute the slide? Like, does it work in jeans, or is the friction too much?
Well, you got to be careful, because it's sort of like, if you overslide, then people think you're strange with Al, right? That's not good, because Al's a legend, and if I smash into him or something, they get mad. So I can't do that. But undersliding is a problem too. So you can't underslide, because then you've got half your head out of the thing. So it's the kind of traction that you get with your pants is that, it's significant.
And then after it became a big thing on the internet, you reversed it. You flipped it on everybody, and you came in from the other side. I gotta be honest.
Saw that. Oh, that's
yeah.
Nobody saw that coming.
I love that you actually saw that.
Oh yeah, it was a big deal. Like that, we pay so much attention to the stupidest parts of sports that to me that like made my week when you slid in from the other side of the camera. When you were about to do that, did you have like a little bit of nerves, some jitters? Like, I don't know if I can execute from this side. Am I ambisliderous? I don't know.
Actually there was, but the debate raged that week. So Fred Godelli is our producer. And you guys made it a deal. I never knew this. I'm learning something new on the show.
A lot of people watch Sunday Night Football, right?
I heard that. Yeah, I did. I heard that. And so Fred Godelli said, "Hey, this week," and we were in somewhere in California, one of those stadiums that had a really small booth. I mean, there was like no room to do anything. And so he goes, listen, it's just a little wink and a nod to you guys who made this thing up, that we're just going to have some fun with it. And so they debated all week. They were going to have, hey, Al, hey, Chris, slide on in, and have Al look the wrong way. And then I'd come. I was like, no. I said, the internet is so much cooler than we are. I mean, you can't do that. I go, we've just got to if you want to do something, I'll do it from the other side, but it's got to be totally straight, right?
Yes.
It's got to, we can't let on that we know, because then it won't be fun anymore. Like, there's got to be some level of doubt that we're just a couple old guys that have no idea that people are making fun of us, right? And that's the only way it survives anything beyond this. And so we decided to do it. But it was hilarious, because people like that better than pretty much anything I've done in my career. So thank you.
You played it just perfectly, because you're right. If you had kind of hammed it up a little bit too much, it would lose a little bit of the magic. You guys, it was like a small little gesture.
It was subtle. Yeah, the subtlety of it, you absolutely nailed that. Now, my last slide question is, do you know when you like crush a slide, when you're like, oh, that was a good one, like flowed well, perfect timing, we're ready to roll?
No, but you know what? I didn't know this either. It's like amazing. I'm only on camera for 2 minutes every week. So this is it. And so this is like the most analyzed part of my life, whether, your tie's crooked or your shirt does something, whatever it is. But apparently, occasionally, right before I start talking, I bite my lip. Like I go, something like that. I don't know. And so then whether I bit my lip was like a betting line or something. I have no idea. But that became a thing. So then I had to think about not screwing up the slide, not hitting Al, and not biting my lip in order to do all this stuff. So now I can't remember what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is just overwhelming my brain. This is too much for me. So, but now occasionally I'll do it and I'll bite my lip. not on purpose, but and I went, oh crap, I bit my lip, and I kind of start laughing a little bit, and I go, this is insanity. This is my 2 minutes, my 2 minutes on TV every week, and I'm thinking about whether I bit my lip, overslid my slide, or bumped into Al. And like this is just stupid.
I think we were grading you at some point. We were doing like a pro football focus on your slide and like issuing you a grade on every single one. And the lip bite was a big part of that. There would be like a lip bite. Are you wearing the quarter zip? Are you going to like do that thing where you look at the camera and kind of give a little wink to America's Housewives out there? There were all sorts of elements that came into play for the Collinsworth slide. But I think you've got it to a point where you are just constantly in the zone on it. I don't think you've screwed one up in at least like 2-3 years tops.
Yeah. You guys have ruined it for everything. Like everything you guys do is funny, and you make a T-shirt and you make $10 bazillion, and I'm sure you've got a sunglasses contract now, and you've got a baseball. Everything Chicago you own, and I get it, all that stuff. So now our guys want to do like a T-shirt of the slide. I'm like, no. This is the only thing cool that I do in my entire life. I am not screwing it up. So if you guys want to do a T-shirt, do a T-shirt, make $1 million. And then when I come to Chicago or I come to Washington or Boston or one of the places and you guys owe me dinner.
Okay, deal. And you have to bring Al too, because I had we'll move on to football and broadcasting. You guys, I read a story about how when you started out, you were just stuffing your head with stats all the time and not enjoying the moment and enjoying your friendship with Al Michaels. So was there a moment that you consciously said to yourself, I need to just relax? Because I think you guys have great chemistry, and that's paramount. Stats and information are important, but chemistry in the booth is what makes a successful watch for fans.
Yeah, I think the key to broadcasting is eating and drinking. I really do. Because, I mean, seriously, we go to dinner. Al used to wear me out about it because he would get mad. He would say, what don't you know about these two teams? I know you all week long, you're stuffed down in the basement and you do all this stuff and you're doing all this homework. And what you need to do is just have a laugh. I mean, here we are the night before the game and it's still a show, right? What you guys do is sports related, but it's a show. And what we do is football related, but it's a show. So, and he talked me into it. So then I started going out on Friday night and we had a great time. And I was like, hey man, the show actually is getting better. And then we started, so I said, all right, we'll do it Friday night and we'll do it Saturday night. And we go out on Friday night and Saturday night. And sometimes we have our wives, sometimes we have like great friends in various cities and cool people that'll come and have dinner with us and all that kind of stuff. And now it's like we know each other so well. Like you two spend so much time together that you don't have to talk to know what the other one's thinking or sensing, or if it's time to, set them up or whatever. And we're kind of the same way, we're just like old, like golfing farts and we just have fun,
But it works. That is the key, I think, because you guys make it seamless and it never feels forced. And
if you guys are having fun, America watching at home picks up on that, and we start to have fun because it's always fun to be around guys that are just being dudes.
Right.
That's what you guys did, right? I mean, out of everything, and I kind of study what you guys do. Our PFF is, we're like a dog little brother of your guys' stuff here. So, but we enjoy watching what you guys have been able to do, which I think is to be authentic, right? To not take yourself too seriously, to have a laugh, and hope that something gets screwed up along the way, because then you're going to really laugh harder.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Like Johnny Carson is way too old for you guys to know who that is, but it was a guy. It was the first time in my life I ever understood that sometimes the best part of live television was the screw ups, right? Like he had a great way of sort of getting himself out of the screw ups. And I've seen enough of your guys' shows, and you keep reserved tapes, right, on people. And anytime something starts going too well for that person, one of these clips are going to come out and they're going to get humiliated back to where they were when they were in the basement tweeting out a couple of things, trying to, get PFT mad at something, right?
Our show is like 90% screw ups at this point,
yes.
which is why people love it so much.
So, all right, so it's an interesting point that you bring up about, like having fun and not taking yourself too seriously. But your website, Pro Football Focus, you guys do grade the players, and you give opinions and you give stats, and that can sometimes get difficult. So have you had to kind of reconcile that in your brain where you're talking to guys, teams before you do a broadcast, knowing that, Pro Football Focus might have been harsh on them or graded them a certain way, and how do you kind of reconcile those two things?
Yeah, I'll throw my guys under the bus in a heartbeat. Believe me, you guys know all about that. I know that. No, but I get it, because we do that, right? And I have had some people really mad at me over that.
Yeah, LaShawn McCoy, you guys suck, a bunch of nerds who never played a lick of football in your whole life. That's an exact tweet.
Yeah, that's appropriate, even for me, actually. I think that's dead on. But it's like the math is the math, and the grade is the grade, and like there were games that my son, who was captain at Notre Dame, had a bad game and he got a bad grade. And he has guys that are friends of his that play in the NFL, and he has teammates. We grade the colleges too, and that they get mad at him and then they get mad at me. And then when I go in for a meeting, like I've had 330-pound men come up and like chest bump me because they were mad, like walk like down the hallway and like bump into me. One guy, I said, I just need you to know that you can do whatever you want. I said, but I'm related to more lawyers than you know. So if you want to play for the rest of your life for me, just hit me right there. Yeah. Just go ahead.
You can just say that was Taylor Luan. We know. That was probably him.
I'll never give it up. I think I could get out of the way of Taylor. I'm not sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So speaking of Pro Football Focus, I've been on some of you guys' podcasts before. I know some of the guys over there.
George.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, George, Steve. I've been hammering away at this stat for the last couple of years. Yeah. I think that fullbacks are undervalued, but they're making a comeback right now. I think that as the pendulum shifted too far to never using a blocking back, you've seen some coaches take advantage of it. With you got Juszczyk out in San Francisco, who's like more of a H-back kind of guy, but you see it gradually coming back. And we've been hammering on this fullback assist stat that we came up with, and I want Pro Football Focus to make it like an actual stat that you guys can track and monitor. And a fullback assist, according to us, and you can weigh in on this and how it should be graded, if there's a touchdown scored by a running back from within 5 yards and there's a blocking back on the field lined up ahead of him, that fullback gets an assist on the touchdown. What do you think?
So you're more of the Anthony Sherman kind of a guy.
Yeah, Anthony Sherman, like the John Kuhn, if you want to take it back a couple years, that sort of guy.
Yeah, okay. All right. How about this? All right. Are we playing here a little bit? Are we negotiating?
Yeah, let's negotiate. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So if I get that stat in to PFF, and perhaps even not during the slide, not during my feature 2 minutes, but at some point during the game, I find a way to work in the fullback stat during the course of a Sunday night football season, that you are no longer PFT, you become PFF.
Ooh.
I'm just saying. That's
a big
business is business.
Chris,
you know what I mean?
I've already got two internet gags. I don't know if I can have a – yeah?
I got this. Chris, I have a counteroffer. I have a stat. It's called the fullback assist, and I love it, and I was hoping that I could personally ask to get it into the PFF database and for you to mention on a Sunday night football game. I'll just take it, and then he can't do it with you. See, I froze him. He doesn't know what to do.
No.
Okay. All right,
you are related to lawyers.
No.
Damn it.
I will.
I got nothing. My wife played for Kentucky, was a cheerleader for Kentucky. Big cat. I got nothing.
I will change.
I've got serious. I think I could even throw a little cash into the equation here. I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's called cash.
I'm personally willing to buy you out. I know you just signed a new multi-million-dollar contract, and that's good. I'm happy for you. So money means
You're thinking
nothing.
of Tony Romo right now.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
You're thinking of Romo.
Yeah.
Not me. We get confused with each other a lot.
Don't get me started on Romo, man. I'm not sleep again for another 3 weeks.
Yeah, how quickly did your agent call up the head of NBC after Romo signed his deal?
Immediately, and you can hear the laughter from here. We started talking about Tony Romo. I love Romo, though. He's the best. He got my son, Jack, who was working at ESPN, now works for NBC over there. But he got him on the old hidden credit card trick, where everybody has to buy dinner.
Yeah.
And everybody puts in their credit cards. There's like 15 dudes at the dinner. And you can imagine with NFL players around, and Jack was at the table, and they had all the guys. So literally all these NFL players threw in their credit card, and Jack had to throw in one of his credit cards too. And so he throws it in. So of course Romo pockets or palms Jack's card, pulls them all out one at a time. And now he's got to be the guy. And Jack's, he's sweating over on the side, this $25,000 dinner.
I love it.
Hey, Dad, do you think you could chip in a little money for me, on this thing? And then, of course, Romo picked up the tab, and he's a hell of a guy.
Yes.
So I'll change my name to PFF commenter for a week, for a calendar week. And Big Cat will have to call me PFF during the podcast for that week.
A week?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think if you
Big Cat, tell them how big our audience is.
It's huge. At least 1,000 people. The number one
show 9 years in a row, and he's going to get his stat in, and he's going to give me a week?
I'm giving you a stat. I mean, if we're being honest here, I'm helping the future of PFF because you guys are woefully behind the times when it comes to measuring fullback efficiency. So I'm doing.
Fullback game is coming up short.
Yeah, if anything, I should be asking you to change your name. Flipped it on.
What should I change my name to?
Why not?
Power shifted it on him.
Yeah, why not?
Cris Collinsworth.
I think this is going south. I do think. Honestly, I think it's a chance for you to be bigger than the slide. I think you could be bigger than the slide. I do. I'm just saying.
Let's table this. We'll table this negotiation, and we'll have an ongoing discussion about it because we need to lawyer up clearly with this. So we'll do that. I wanted to talk about football coming back. Hopefully it will. We're going to be positive. It's going to happen. Patrick Mahomes signs a 500. I don't like the face you just did, Chris. Actually, you know what? We're doing a thing we had Willie McGinnis on last week. You have to tell us that football is going to get played because we trust that you know more than us, and then we tell other people that trust us, and then eventually it just becomes a game of telephone where the whole country's like, yeah, of course football is being played. Someone told me. I don't like this. Come on. I don't like this, Chris.
All right, here's what I'm going to say, all right? And I know nothing, all right? I'm just going to give you my opinion, right? I honestly don't know. I think college football is going to be tough.
Yep.
Because now you got to involve mama, right? Now you got to get the okay from mama and the board of regents and the professors. And are there really going to be students on campus? And are they going to play in an empty stadium? And blah, 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 right? I hope they play in the spring, honestly, because I never get to watch as much college football as I would like to watch. So I hope they play in the spring. That'd be great for me personally, but that's my own personal thing. The NFL, though, I do think will give it a go. I think they're going to try. And we'll see where it goes. And there'll be some people who get sick. There'll be some people who opt out. There'll be some people that won't want to play. But I was around in 1987 when the players' strike happened and they had replacement players that came in, and they had guys that had never played in the NFL, and they put on Dallas Cowboy jerseys and Washington Redskins jerseys. And after about 3 weeks, a friend of mine came up to me and he goes, Chris, I got some bad news for you. He said, it's about over for you guys. And I said, what are you talking about? We're going strong. This is a good strike. This is just, it's the whole thing. And he said, Vegas's betting line is starting to get pretty good. And people are starting to wager on those guys in the Redskins uniforms playing against those guys in the Cowboys uniforms. And because it's not like NFL players playing against those guys, it's those guys playing against those guys, that it doesn't really matter. to the average fan who's coming out. They just want to have fantasy football and they want to make a bet and they want to, do whatever the case may be. So I think that somebody will be playing. Will it be every single NFL player? Maybe not, but I think somebody will be playing.
Okay, we'll have football.
Okay, we're going to have football. On a scale of 8 to 10, how likely do you think it is that we'll have football?
9.
Okay,
Ooh,
90%
9 out of
chance.
10.
90%
Nice.
chance we have football this
Okay,
year.
so let's talk some football then. Why you watch it? Obviously, you're part of the game, but you also have the website that we mentioned, Pro Football Focus, which does great stuff. If you want your fantasy guide, they have a great one. Honestly, if you're not registered with Pro Football Focus, you're not a football guy. I'll just say it because it has all the information.
That's better than a name change.
Yeah, for like from your perspective, how do teams constantly screw up the draft, and why? Like, do you think it's getting better or worse when it comes to scouting and projecting these guys going from college to NFL?
Because it's impossible not to take the pretty girl. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do this all the time. I do the draft every year, and I just pretend like I'm the guy making the decision. And every year you look back after like 3 years at the guys you would have drafted and you go, oh, a moron. It's like 50%. I mean, in the first round, it's like, how can you miss on the top 32 players that are playing college football, right? But my theory is it's the pretty girl, because when you get a guy who's 6'6" and runs 4.5 and bench presses, 400 pounds, and maybe he's and every fifth play is this freakish play in which he goes around and he throws the guy against the wall and he comes in and sacks the quarterback, and they put together a 10 highlight package and they put it on television and the media gets all wound up. Look at that. That is the most incredible 10 plays I've ever seen, and social media takes over. And yet that's not what football is. Football is a grind, man. Football is, I can't move my right knee. My elbow is locked up in this position and shakes during the course of the game. My head is killing me, and I've still got to go play the world champions, right? And it's what it is. I mean, so it takes people who have those kinds of bodies and those kind of skills, but they have that kind of heart that even when they're a mess, even when they're a total wreck, they're still going to slam their head into that brick wall and make those plays. And those guys exist, right? I mean, those guys exist out there, but a lot of times you find them in the second and third and the fourth round, and they run 4.6 or 4.7 instead of 4.5, and they can't vertical jump 42 inches, which I don't know, other than a wide receiver, a defensive back, why we care about that. I think that's what it is. I really do. I just think it's easy to fall in love with the pretty girl.
Yeah, especially if there's not that much tape on. Like, hypothetically, if there was a player that started 16 games in college.
It's 13 games.
13 games.
In the
one
Sun
season
Bowl. The
in
Sun
college.
Bowl is an important bowl.
Yeah, he started in an important technically
Against Stanford.
they were BCS eligible. A player like that, it might be easier to miss on in the first 3 picks.
It could be. I personally was surprised that person did not go in the first 3 picks, but it happens. It's happened. There's been some great athletes that just never got a proper opportunity.
We're going to get back to Cris real quick, but before we do, I want to talk to you about our new favorite partners over at 3Chi. That's right, 3Chi. It's the leader in hemp-derived cannabinoid products. You've heard us talk about them. They are the real deal, folks. They're the real deal. You will love this 3Chi stuff. It's Delta 8 THC. So it's a federally legal version of THC products that are sold in the USA, and they're the first ones that are sold in the United States since Prohibition started almost 90 years ago. It's a federally legal version of THC. Delta 8's effects are a perfect hybrid of CBD and Delta 9, giving you that similar buzz and all the medicinal effects of Delta 9. That's the standard THC, but you don't get the laziness, you don't get the anxiety, you don't get the paranoia, you don't get the mental fogginess. Delta 8 users report feeling far more active and outgoing with increased confidence and almost none of the anxiousness and paranoia that you get with Delta 9 usage. Let me just warn you from the get-go, maybe just start out with a half gummy if you're going to try their gummies, if you're going to sample it. Wait to see how it hits you because these things are strong. I take a full gummy now hit one maybe 2 hours before bedtime, puts me to bed, relaxes me before I go to sleep at night. Delta 9 THC, get out the door. Delta 8 is here to stay, and 3Chi is the best company out there that's doing it right now. Their website is 3, that's the number 3, CHI.com. 3CHI.com. That's where you can get this Delta 8 THC. It's 100% hemp derived. Again, it's federally legal. You're going to love it. We all love it here at Barstool. Go to 3chi.com. It's number 3, CHI.com. Get some vapes, get gummies, get tinctures, get oils. All this stuff can be used to even make your own homemade edibles if you want to. And they don't usually give discounts. Use promo code PMT at checkout. Let them know that we sent you. Plus, you get 5% off your order. So PMT at checkout. Get 5% off your order. 3chi.com. You're going to love this stuff. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Now, back to Cris Collinsworth. I have a question about Al Michaels because you guys do spend so much time around each other. Have you ever seen his top row of teeth?
God, come to think of it.
Yeah.
Don't exist.
I've never seen him. He's really good at he just goes, that's all you see with Al. All you see with him. Just,
Are they straight?
I don't know.
They
It's
don't
impossible to
exist.
tell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it might somehow be related to his golf swing.
He knocked out his top teeth?
Maybe, because, I mean, Al's this guy he plays with sends me a lot of pictures of Al. Like every time Al is on one foot with his other foot on a branch and he's standing upside down trying to hit another ball under the tree, that he snaps that picture and sends it to me. So I think that Al may have knocked his teeth out at one point. I don't know, but I'll ask him.
Okay.
So I have another Al Michaels question. This always is a tricky spot for me when I remember a story and then I Google it, and then the only thing I could find is myself blogging it from like 7 years ago. But does Al eat an entire dinner during the broadcast? Yes, I think the answer is yes.
He's trying to think of what qualifies as an
yes.
entire dinner right
Yes.
now.
Definitely has appetizers
Yes.
and a main course. Have I ever seen him
A
get
super
all
salad.
the way through dessert and after dinner drinks? I don't think so.
When does
But
he eat? In the commercials?
All the time.
That's incredible. He's just eating dinner with us. He's such a pro. He just eats dinner with us on a Sunday night in the fall.
All the time. I mean, so yeah, we have. Although I'm a little worried. I don't know. Can you serve food now with the whole quarantine?
Yeah, true.
It could be a problem. We might have to have delivery. We might have to have like Uber, like pull in the booth or something.
Yeah. Do you eat with him during the broadcast?
No, I can't eat. You know why? Because then I have to like swallow all
Yes.
the time. I mean, when you're eating, right, you get that thing where you start talking, then you got to go, hold on, America, let me.
But Al can do it.
And everybody knows it. Everybody knows what you're doing. Why did you ask the question?
So how does Al do it?
I don't know. He's the best.
He is the best. It's incredible.
He's a genius.
Joe Buck was telling us that he used to drink a beer in the fourth quarter, right?
No, he would in a baseball game. He would sometimes sip on a beer to kind of like relax himself.
Yeah, in the later innings.
But
Like,
Al eats a whole meal.
Joe Buck was the one that told us that he peed into a bottle one time
Yes.
in the booth. Have you ever had to pee during like an actual game?
All the time. And sometimes they're way down the hallway. Mm-hmm. And, because you've got it. I mean, you guys don't do it, but I've already had a whole glass of water just doing this interview. So you're drinking and drinking and drinking, right? And you're trying to do that. And then sometimes you got to go, Al, pick me up here, and you try to wait for the 2-minute warning or some longer commercial break. But when you got to go, and I've never done the thing under the table.
Yeah.
All right, so this upcoming season, there's obviously 7 teams that make the playoffs now, but there's always a team or 2 teams that come from nowhere and end up being in the playoffs. What teams do you have circled this upcoming season, and why are they the Chicago Bears?
Well, they have a multitude of quarterbacks there now.
True.
Which I was surprised you had not signed, actually.
Yes.
Yet.
No, I still have a chance as a tight end because I think we only have 11 right now. So we need at least 12 or 13.
Yeah. Yeah, the Chicago Bears. That is Nick Foles really going to be the quarterback? Is he going to?
You're the expert.
Uh,
Why don't you like Nick Foles?
I love Nick Foles. Nick Foles he played the two greatest games I've ever seen played by a quarterback, I think. I may have to put Brady in the Super Bowl when they were down 28-3. But it was Nick Foles in that Super Bowl. Al and I called that game, right?
Yep.
That one for sure. And the other one has to do with a quarterback who is no longer in the league right now, who played a game in New England that was off the charts. Colin Kaepernick, and I don't want to stir this pot again, but the night they played New England, and it was a Sunday night game, it was the worst weather night. I've been in some horrendous stuff in New England. I mean, it's awful weather up there late in the year. And so we were standing, we did our pregame thing in the tunnel, the tunnel on the, whichever side that would be, the Boston side and the wind was blowing like 50 miles an hour, and it was like 31 degrees, and it was misty, rainy kind of thing. And I couldn't even move my lips to do the pregame show. I mean, it was horrendous. So I go up to the booth and I go, Al, 10-7 at best. I'm telling you, there's no way anybody can throw in this kind of wet and wind and against these teams and all that kind of stuff. Kaepernick came out there, and this thing was 37-34. Brady had just let him down for another touchdown to take the lead late in the game. There's like a minute and a half to go, and Kaepernick takes him right down the field the other way and scores the game-winning touchdown. And I looked over now and I said, that is impossible. What those two guys did tonight is absolutely impossible. And so, I've always struggled with the Kaepernick thing, and I get it. And, people, they don't want whatever it is. They don't want distractions and all the different things. But that night, that guy was as good as any quarterback I ever saw play the game.
It's crazy. I'm looking at the box score right now, and it doesn't pop off on the box score, but I remember that game too. He was 14 for 25 with 4 touchdowns, and you think 14 for 25, that's not that great. Brady was 36 for 65. When has Tom Brady had that many incompletions? Like, that's crazy. So, and it was a 41-34 game where they won at the end, scored, like late, comeback. That's interesting. Okay, so Nick Foles, you saw it though. You don't think he can replicate it, or do you think are there guys like that? Let me phrase this a different way. How do you grade someone in Pro Football Focus that has a ceiling that is astronomical, but that game-to-game average is tough to kind of grasp what exactly he is?
We grade every single play in every single game for every single player, right? And so it just is what it is. So there's no difference between an offensive lineman when he's playing against J.J. Watt and some fifth-string guy, right? We just evaluate and grade what that guy did on every single snap that he played, right? So there's no denying that we've seen every single play that's happened in college football and NFL football. So whether you want to agree with us, disagree with us, whatever the case, that's fine. We all understand that. We think our grades are the best indicator of what this guy's going to be long term, and it's proven pretty true. So as we look at these guys, you go, it just is what it is, right? I mean, Nick Foles has been one of the most ungodly playoff quarterbacks in certain situations that we've ever seen. I mean, he has just been phenomenal in that Super Bowl against Tom Brady. I mean, you would have thought he was playing backyard pickup football. I think I even made the comment during the game. It's like, he's not nervous at all. I mean, he just looks like he's out, playing catch or something out here. And I said, this is going to, as we go down the road, we get to the third quarter, we get to the fourth quarter, he's going to fade. There's no way Tom Brady, all that, he never faded. And yet we have not seen that in the game in, game out consistency, of what he's done throughout the course of his career. Could he put it all together? I hope so. He's one of the nicest human beings on God's green earth. I mean, he's just a great dude. But you got to see it. You got to see it. But I will say this: he's got huge hands. Yep. He can throw it in Chicago weather. And he can, he can move around a little bit too. So it'll be really interesting to see what they do this year. I can't wait to see who comes out of that one.
So one last question about the grading. How do you have everyone grade every single play? How are there times when the assignment of a player, they're doing something that you guys don't even know or understand, or a defense is doing something, a guy is assigned to do something different than what usually happens? How do you rectify that?
Well, we basically have 3 people that grade every single play. So we have a blind, one person does it.
That
blind.
Seems, yeah. How do you
do
that?
Huh?
How do you do it blind?
You just listen?
No, I mean, like, what does that actually mean? It is kind of funny to call him blind, but, like, what is a blind?
He does it by himself.
Okay.
So they're not in the same room. So this guy grades it. This guy grades it. If they have the same grade, it goes through. If they don't, then we bring in one of our coaches or former players or guys that have standing that have been there for the full 12 or 13 years of the company. And we have debates, and we debate those plays. And if we can't figure it out, we just leave it alone. We make it a 0 grade, which means that, we're not giving them positive or negative.
Interesting.
What about if it's like Josh Allen and he drops back and he throws the ball like 65 yards in the air with just like a flick of the wrist, and it's really cool to watch, but it's an incomplete pass? Does that get a higher grade than a normal incompletion?
No, but stats are great liars. They really are. Like, there was a game where Aaron Rodgers threw a deep ball, right? And it came down to the receiver's hands, and it hit him right in the hands. It was an incredible throw. And it bounced off his hands, and the defensive back, who was beaten by 2 yards, was running behind him, bounced off his hands, went right to the defensive back, who took off and returned it, right? So in the stat sheet, you would go, Aaron Rodgers, that's a horrible play. He just threw an interception. The wide receiver, got open and dropped the ball, so he's going to get it. And the defensive back was, gets a positive because he got an interception. But in our system, Rodgers gets the great grade, right? The defensive back gets crushed for getting beat on a deep ball, and the wide receiver gets crushed for dropping the ball. So we don't do what the result was. We do what the guy did on the play, which sometimes make people crazy. We had Aaron Rodgers one game, he was player of the week, and he threw 5 touchdown passes in the game. And we had him as either just a 0 grade or maybe even slightly negative because he had 3 passes that should have been intercepted that were thrown right in the hands of linebackers or defensive backs that they all dropped them. And the touchdowns were like a quick flare in the flat, a screen pass, and went on like that. So, I know we make people insane. I know we do. It makes them crazy, but I always tell the players, if they want to debate me, let's go watch the film.
Yeah.
I'll go show you the grades, right? I'll show them to you. This is what happened on this play. This is why we did it. And so, but they get fired up, man. And I'm not that big a guy. I used to play wide receiver, and I could use some, big cat, I could use a heavy,
Yeah, I got you.
You got extra time, man. You got extra time.
This stuff is fascinating to me. Can you tell me that maybe Mitch Trubisky isn't as bad as his play? Is there like a spin zone on that? We can cut this if it truly is that bad.
Well, he's a great runner, and
I think that's what you like to see from your quarterback.
And I think that when he gets his feet set, he does okay. He can throw fairly accurately. He's got a good receiver, and Allen Robinson, I really like him. He's a good player, and
is there something to be said for the fact that you can be so inaccurate that it makes your balls actually harder to intercept? Like it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
That's a solid point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do we have to give Josh Allen and some of those guys credit if they throw it so hard that the guy drops it?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like if you break a defensive back's finger just by throwing a tight spiral at him, that's pretty cool. That's what I was getting at with Josh Allen. Like, I'm big on grading players and just how cool they look sometimes.
Who's the coolest guy? Who do you think?
Coolest guy. I mean, Josh Allen, it's tough to beat when he throws like a 70-yard bomb.
Deshaun Watson's pretty fucking cool when he's moving around in the
how
pocket.
How about Garoppolo? I mean, Garoppolo's like the best looking human being on earth.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There's a lot
Garoppolo
of handoffs.
never gets mad. He never gets mad. It's unbelievable. No matter what anybody says about him, he comes in the room and he's got this like if you're selling toothpaste, this is definitely the dude that you want, doing your commercial, right? And he's just has that look and, hey, how are you guys? I mean, it's amazing. I mean, some of these quarterbacks now are just so out of my league. I walk in and you just want to go, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of this conversation.
Yeah.
And now they're making $500 million. I'm intimidated.
I would say that Kittle is pretty cool when he plays too. When he just gets mad and runs people over.
Oh, he's the best.
That's just an awesome play to watch.
You know what? He's the coolest guy out of anybody to interview because he just loves it. Like Gronk has a little bit of that in him too, and they both have a little bit of this little kid thing, like they're just having a good time, and then we're gonna party after the game. And it's gonna be awesome, and you're never gonna tackle me. Like his coach has convinced him that nobody can tackle him. You go back to that New Orleans game, like the biggest play of the year last year.
Yep.
4th and 1 or whatever, and he dragged the whole Saints field down the sideline. And I mean, he really thinks that they can't tackle him.
Yeah, they need to pay him too. I think you can make the argument that a great tight end like a Gronkowski or like Greg Kittle is what we call him. If you're that good at that position, I think you're worth more to your team than like an elite wide receiver. So I actually think like there's some merit to that argument. Like when Jimmy Graham was trying to get paid as a wide receiver with the franchise tag a couple years ago, I think that Kittle could make that same argument.
Well, and here's the argument. I'm gonna take up your cause here for a minute, because in San Francisco's offense and Kyle Shanahan's offense, it's all about getting that outside zone running thing going. You know what I'm talking about? Where all 5 offensive linemen move one way at the same time, and then the running back just kind of goes. And so the tight end is either at the point of attack if they're going wide, or if they're cutting back, usually he's coming back across the other way to block. This guy is an SOB blocking now. I'm telling you, he and Gronk and a handful of guys are ungodly blockers as they play, and they can do everything the other guys can do as receivers. Now, to me, Travis Kelce's the best receiving tight end. He has legitimate wide receiver kind of moves, playing tight end, but the combo package right now, George Kittle, I think we had him as the best player in the NFL last year.
Wow.
I read that your dad was named Abraham Lincoln. Is that true?
Yeah, he was the principal in my high school too.
Your dad was named Abraham. Why did he decide to not name you Abraham Lincoln? Like when you were born, he took one look and he was like, nah, he's not going to be able to live up to that name.
I could have been so close to being like ABJ2, something. I could have had like a cool name like OBJ or something like that. Now his father, I probably, shouldn't do this whole story, but his other 2 brothers were named after presidents. His mother got so sick of my grandfather naming all them after presidents. He came in and told the doctor that his name was Abraham Lincoln. And his mother turned around and said that his name is Charles. And so my father needed a birth certificate. He tried to go to the hospital where he was born and get a birth certificate. And they said, I'm sorry, sir, there is no Abraham Lincoln Collinsworth. He said, but there is a George here or Charles here, and that would you be interested in him? And so they look up, and of course it's his date. And he had no idea for 75 years of his life that his real name on his birth certificate was actually Charles.
Wow.
And not Abraham Lincoln Collinsworth.
Wow. So wait, what were the other president names?
Obama.
Well, actually, I don't know. Are they all presidents? I'm going to embarrass myself. Alexander Hamilton.
Ben Franklin. Yep, you're nailing it.
Sam Adams.
And William McKinley.
Okay.
McKinley.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool move.
I like that.
All right.
It was good.
If I had to give you I said to you, Chris, for the rest of your broadcasting career, you can say one of these two phrases, but you can't say the other one.
Yeah.
Here's a guy, or we talked about. Which one are you taking with you?
Here's a guy.
Okay, I figured that.
I can't walk 15 feet, without here's a guy. I mean, seriously. Now, do you guys have those kinds of phrases?
All the time, I mean, it's impossible.
If you would have asked me, if you would have bet me $1 million, if I've ever said, "Now here's a guy," more than 15 times in my life, you would have taken my $1 million. I had no idea. That's the great thing about the internet.
Yes.
Right? Like all the zits and all the ugliness of anything you've ever done in your life, people point it out to you right away.
It's going to fall on deaf ears because we're talking from a point of having a podcast, being on Sunday Night Football. When you get taped constantly, everything you say played back to you, it's so clear that, guess what? I don't know a lot of words. I'm kind of an idiot. So when it's played back to me, and like, you use this word a lot, I'm like, yeah, I probably learned it last week. That's probably why I started throwing it in my repertoire. Look, even that was impressive. Repertoire.
Well, so Al knows a lot of words, so he probably has never said, "Now here's a guy," in his whole life.
Right. But I gotta
come up.
It's tough.
All right. You guys, you got to come up with a new phrase for me. I've been doing this long enough now. I should have, at least one new phrase per decade that I've been in broadcast.
You should throw in a dude every now and then, like Adazio yeah.
Does that date me though? Is dude like a 70s?
No,
thing?
no,
football.
It
could be a football
It's
thing.
only when Don Brown, we interviewed him, Michigan defensive coordinator, actually invented that, like the phrase, the calling guys dudes. So he basically breaks down his entire roster, and he has guys, and then he has dudes. And dudes are the guys that are like, you can trust them, they're blue chip guys. So I think every now and then, like if George Kittle breaks a bunch of blocks or tackles, you can be like, that is a dude. So it's not something you say all often, but every now and then you can break it out and be like, that was a dude.
What if I just narrowed it a little bit? Like I've seen this a couple of times in movies where something like that happens, where it's just like so cool, and you just go, dude, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have to say now. There's right.
Yes.
Just go, dude.
Yes.
I think. How do you think Al would react to that?
Just a dude? He'd probably call you Spicoli.
Mm-hmm.
Spicoli? Oh,
yeah.
God.
And I feel like that's right in his wheelhouse.
Spicoli is like the greatest of all time. You had to have been called Spicoli at least once.
Once or twice.
Yes.
Once or twice I have. What about just throwing out this guy's a hoss? I love hearing the word hoss.
Yeah, but, that was Keith Jackson. The big hoss was on the field, But so I need.
Well, we have homework. We have two things. We've got to figure out our negotiation for the fullback assist, and we'll give you a new phrase. I think we're up for the challenge. So I had two final questions. The first was, does Al write down what his bets are on a card beforehand so that he doesn't forget it during the game, or how does that work?
Al doesn't forget anything. Anything. And I'm sure that Al Michaels would never bet or gamble on anything, any type of sporting event.
Correct.
That might damage his reputation.
Correct. But
he just sends you down onto the field before the game to give him the weather report and come back and be like, Al, it's 10-7, no more. I swear to God, no one's scoring 15 points in this game.
I'm the bag man. That's what I am. I'm just the bag man.
How do you have you had that discussion with him at all, though, about gambling becoming legalized across the country, and as it becomes more in popular culture, will you guys be working that more into broadcast? Because clearly Al loves it. He drops nuggets and he talks, guy talk at the end of games, knows why people are still watching a blowout because the over-under's in doubt or whatever it may be. But have you guys had that conversation about how you're going to adapt?
You know what? Al loves being the rascal. You know what I mean? That's his word for it. He goes, and like you guys can't be rascals because you're allowed to say anything at any time.
Yeah, we just got to be dickheads. Right.
You can't be rascals because this is what you do. But Al, because he's on national television and there are certain rules, and NBC would fire us for certain things that we would say. He has to let the devil sneak out every once in a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the gambling thing, I think, had always been his little bit of the rascal. But now, are you still a rascal if you talk about gambling? Because now it's legal, and you got, the NFL is tied to casinos, and, and you got, is it a rascal anymore? So now he's got to come up with, something new, I think.
Huh.
Okay.
How can Al become a rascal in this modern day of legalized?
That's a third homework assignment.
Yes. All right. We got that one too.
We got 3 now.
Huh. I'm going to put my brain to that one because I think I could figure out a way that Al could kind of like still maintain his bad boy credibility. I just need to know where that line is and how to elegantly cross it a little bit.
Titillation. We need a little titillation that used to be able to come from a gambling reference.
What if he just started
What
doing
is it now?
Yeah, what if he did the broadcast topless?
Man, Smokey the Bear, there'd be too much hair, I think. He has to wear a tie. He has to. Otherwise, like, his hair would, like, just explode out. It would just be too much.
All right, so my last question, you could say this is totally fake, but were you on the Jeff Ruby's waterfront restaurant when the moorings came off and you guys just floated? The restaurant floated down the Ohio River.
All right. Yes, I was on the boat, and so I was a part owner of the restaurants, right? So I own basically like a toilet. That's how much of that restaurant I own. It's a multi-million-dollar restaurant, and so the river, I don't know if you guys have ever lived on a river, but the river, instead of being at pool, which is like 25 feet, was raging at like 60 feet. It's like a whitewater rafting kind of river, right? And this usually the ramps to get on this floating boat were like down. And this day it was like almost straight up. And so at some point we're in there having dinner in a restaurant, and everything starts doing like the Titanic things, like snap, pop, doom, the boat starts moving, and this restaurant is way top heavy. So it literally could have come over at any time. Luckily, it kind of got caught in its own little moorings there, but now all the ramps to get off have been destroyed.
You're on a boat.
They're all gone.
You're on a boat.
On a boat. And so it's like 30 feet between the fire department, which is now there, and the boat with still like 200 people on here. So as one of the owners of the restaurant, the general manager and I go outside, and the fire department slides this ladder up to the thing, right? And so it's like a 30-foot, but we got to tie it on or something. And so none of us are like seaworthy kind of guys. So I'm sitting there going, all right, so I'm tying granny knots with like my shoelaces to get this thing to stay on there. And so kind of tested a little bit. But now somebody's got to try it. And I was like, well, I tied the granny knots. Let me try it. So, and remember now, the water is raging right beneath me. And I get on this ladder. I don't know if I can show you this properly. So the boat's like here, and the ladder's like this. So there's about 2 feet of lag up here. So I step my foot on this ladder, and it goes like that. Like I've got like 6 inches of reserve ladder now on this thing, but I'm firmly on the ladder, and I go, screw it, I'm going down the ladder. So I go down the ladder, I make it fine, right? And so it's good. So now my wife, my family, my friends are all back on the boat. So I turn around and I'm going to get back up on the boat. And this fireman goes, oh, hell no. I got 200 people to get off this boat, off that ladder. You're not getting back on the thing. And I go, okay, that's logical. That makes sense. Unbeknownst to me, there are at least 12 news stations that have now parked themselves up on the hillside, and they are watching all this as it's taking place. So they're all shooting me as the first one to come off the boat, right?
Yep.
And not going back on the boat.
Oh,
So now here I am.
First, not for
You were
Cris
the first one off?
Collinsworth.
Now.
Wow, you're that rich guy in Titanic.
Uh-huh. Certainly, there
this
must be
is
room for a
also
gentleman.
on
Gentlemen.
Nightline.
You're Billy Zane.
This has gone national. Al Michaels is in Europe, and he's seeing the news feed of this thing. And all they can do is take a shot of me as the first one off the boat.
Yep.
So I'm on talk radio the next day, and one of my partners on there is a guy named Bill Cunningham. And Bill Cunningham opens the broadcast with this. Last night, Cris Collinsworth says, "Damn the women and children. Get my ass off of this boat." And I'm telling you, I have never had anything stick to me like Velcro for the rest of my life. Like, I wish I'd have jumped in the water and been in Louisville instead of what happened to me with that thing. And he crushed me.
You're George Costanza. You're running out, the fire, and you're just pushing all the women and children out of the way so you can get off first. But you know what? We needed you. We needed you. Because who else is going to say, here's a guy on Sunday night? None of the other people.
That's it. I think I have to retire that. I honestly, I don't think I could stop saying here's
No,
Yeah,
keep
you can't
saying
retire
it,
it. I
keep
love
saying
it. Just
it.
hearing you say it right now makes
Yeah.
me feel like there's a football game going on.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's great. Don't let the haters get you. Well, Chris, this has been awesome. You are now a recurring guest, so you have to come on whenever we ask you to, which will be frequent in the football season.
It depends on the negotiations. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
The negotiations.
I kind of don't want to let him go right now because I feel like, if someone's in trying to buy a car, you want to keep him in the dealership.
But we just
But
need
I want
to
to
get
close
our
this fucking deal right now.
we just need to get our. He's the PFF.
PFF, but
we
it's
gotta,
a small change. It's
I
just
think he'll be back.
Take one line to the other side.
He'll be back.
I'll-
He'll be back.
A month.
Just don't put Erica on it. I just got finished with dealing with Erica. She's too tough.
Yes.
I'm negotiating strictly with you two. I'm not dealing with her.
You'll be
Okay.
hearing from our attorney, Marlon's man.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
You don't want to
You
deal
don't
with
want
Marlon's
that.
man.
You don't want that. We'll lawyer up. We got this. We'll think of something good. We'll think of something good, and we'll make this deal work.
All right.
Maybe you know what? What we're actually going to do is we're going to get him a new awesome catchphrase, free of charge. He does the
We'll toss
fullback
that
stuff.
in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll think of the free.
There are a couple different levers we can pull in this negotiation. Some give here, some take there. We'll get back to you with our final offer.
Yes. Yes.
And you've got to come up with a new rascal for Al Mike.
Okay.
And a rascal.
We can
yes.
do that.
Yes. Well,
Got to have a new rascal.
yes. Chris, this has been awesome. Really, really appreciate it. Tons of fun. And you're welcome back anytime.
You guys are the best, man.
That interview with Cris Collinsworth was brought to you by our great friends over at Muggsy Jeans. You've heard us use that name before. Muggsy Jeans are the only jeans that we wear because they look like jeans, but they feel like sweatpants. It's not an exaggeration. We don't know how the guys at Muggsy did it, but their jeans feel like sweatpants that had sex with even more comfortable sweatpants and somehow out-popped an awesome jeans baby. Muggsy was started by a stoolie who was tired of being uncomfortable in his jeans. His goal was simple: reinvent men's jeans so that you can look good and have them feel outrageously comfortable. After 5 years of working with industry experts, he perfected jeans for the common man. The magic is in Muggsy's proprietary denim. It's made from a bunch of high-tech materials that makes these jeans mind-blowingly soft and mind-blowingly flexible. But even better, Muggsy's come in a stylish fit. It's not too baggy, not too tight. You somehow look even better than you feel. If you want to look good indoors for yourself or your partner, well, want to look good for your boss on that important Zoom call that you have later, then you need to choose Muggsy. And now, Muggsy has ultra-stretch chinos, too, perfect for your golf game. Muggsy jeans are sweeping the nation, and it's for good reason. Muggsy jeans, give them a try, and you won't ever want to wear any other pair of jeans again. I don't own a pair of jeans by anybody except for Muggsy right now. They're the only ones that I wear. They're the only ones that I will wear because they really do feel like you're rocking sweatpants, and they look like very, very stylish jeans. Do your legs a favor. Go to Muggsy.com. That's Mugsy.com. Check out their full lineup of jeans and safe-for-work chinos. They have new sizes and new styles. And slam that promo code PMT. Get $10 off. That's right. That's a beer on us and a pair of the most comfortable men's jeans. That's a fifth of a Virgil on us. PMT at checkout, $10 off at Mugsy.com.
Okay, let's get to some segments. We'll wrap up the show. Are we gonna run Creed Bratton on Wednesday?
Let's do it.
For Sports Week?
Awesome interview.
It's good. It's a good point, PFT.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe we'll team him up with somebody else.
Okay. I mean, he was pretty cool.
He told some
Very
intense
cool.
drug guy stories.
Very cool. All right. So we have, by the way, check our store. Let's put them on sale tomorrow. We're going to sell Not a Drug Guy shirts. They're awesome. We're going to put them up. They'll be in the store, not a drug guy. The number one way to tell everyone that you're not a drug guy. Wink.
It's absolutely a great way to find out who's holding.
Yes, it's a shirt that will probably get you a lot of drugs.
I wonder if you remember those old Dare shirts that people used to wear.
Yeah, that's the font we used.
Yeah. What percentage of the people that were wearing those Dare shirts were doing so ironically?
A lot.
I would say that like the federal government or whoever was getting funding
Yes.
for Dare probably got 90% of their budget from people who were just like big drug users.
Dude, they made us sign contracts as like 10-year-olds saying we'd never do drugs.
Not legally binding.
It's
turns
insane.
out.
It's fucking insane. They're like, this is going to fix it. We'll have a bunch of fucking kids sign these contracts.
Just say no. Just say
Would
I
be
don't
great
smoke
if you
weed.
got,
I smoke
like-
fools like you on the basketball
It would be
court.
great if someone just showed up with a contract. It was like, sorry, man, busted. You said 25 years ago you'd never do drugs. All right, we have a new segment alert.
What the
Spin-off.
fuck?
Yeah, wow, PFT. You
I
just
cut
took
you on that one, yeah.
New segment alert. Go ahead, Hank.
No.
Okay. You want to say sorry to him? That was fucked up.
No, I'm going after Hank a little
Yeah.
bit right now because he's being very mean to our darling Jake.
Okay. Why?
How? Just by beating him in
playing
ping pong?
Yeah, but you're rubbing it in a little bit.
No, I'm 3-0 versus him today. He hasn't come close to beating me. That's just a fact.
Jake is
will
actually
say-
he's actually mad.
No, of course. Hank beat me fair and square tonight.
Three
I
times
I just
in
did
a
not
row.
make it public the 84 other times I beat
Right,
him.
right.
That's the point.
That's fair.
Yes.
There we go, Jake. Fight for yourself. All right, a spinoff of As a White Guy. We have As a Straight Guy for Jeremy Roenick, who is suing NBC actually as a straight guy. He's saying that he has been persecuted as a straight guy for his comments made on Spit and Chicklets last year.
It's sexual discrimination is what he's suing.
As a
for,
straight
right?
guy.
Yeah, as a straight guy, because he said that Johnny Weir has made similar comments.
And was fine, and it was totally fine because he's gay. And Jeremy Roenick made comments, one of which was that Patrick Sharp is so hot he would be fine having a threesome with him as a straight guy.
Right. Well, I mean, if NBC is going to fire people for wanting to fuck Patrick Sharp, you're not going to be able to go on Pro Football Talk anymore.
No, I mean I've long wanted to.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be hilarious if this goes to trial.
Right.
If this becomes an actual, if this becomes litigation that people have to study in the future, Jeremy Roenick is going to have to prove how straight he is, which will be awesome. He's going to, bring up his Pornhub search history, show his little
So
black
straight.
book, show all the dick pics that he sent unsolicited to people.
All
if
the
he has,
beer he's been drinking.
Yeah.
His man cave, his little pool house that he converted into a mini bar.
Yeah.
Jeremy Roenick fans parking only.
How many convertibles do you own? How many Creed albums do you own?
Oh man, that's perfect. I need to watch this. Yeah, the PowerPoint of Jeremy Roenick proving how straight he is.
I hope this goes to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Clarence Thomas would actually ask
As a
questions
straight
about
guy.
this if it goes to that. Fuck, that would be awesome. Marbury versus Chaddison is what I would call it.
As a straight guy. So good job, Jeremy Roenick. You have you've done something that I didn't legally think was possible as a straight guy.
And that would mean that Whitney and Biz would be involved in a Supreme Court case.
Yes. They'd be
Yeah.
like, so when
They would have to come testify.
When Jeremy Roenick said he'd have a threesome with Patrick Sharp, did it look like he had truth in his eyes?
Oh,
like,
my
what
God.
was going on there?
Seeing R.A. testify at the Supreme Court. I guess he wouldn't testify at the Supreme Court, but testify in
Yeah.
the court of law about how straight he thought Jeremy Roenick is.
Pray for the transcriber that day.
Yeah.
We love RA. All right, so we have Stay Woke.
Yeah, he's not wicked queer.
What if NBC proves
What?
What if NBC proves that he was a little, I don't
know what would happen.
Goes out the window,
Right.
No, he has to. Jeremy Roenick
Has to be 100%
If he
straight.
wants to win this court case, he has to be off the charts on the Kinsey scale.
Yes. He has to basically be an incel.
Yeah.
He needs to go all the way to incel.
He needs to be so straight that he doesn't fuck at all.
Right.
That he hates
He just
women.
edges all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to hook him up to a polygraph and just
man.
put pictures in front of his face and just measure does his pulse
Incredible.
quicken when he sees a nipple? Well,
Yeah.
guess what, Jeremy? It's actually a guy's nipple.
Yeah. All right, we have Stay Woke. Mark Zuckerberg surfing has hit the internet, and most people were talking about the fact that he is wearing way too much sunscreen. I noticed right away the dude's got a fucking donk. He has got cheeks, big time cheeks. Got an ass for days.
He does. It is a dunk in the trunk when he's on that. And you know what? I think that he knew exactly where the camera was. He's like looking so coyly over his shoulder back at the camera and being like, I know you're going to picture this cake.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just cake.
Peaches back in stock. So it's peach season. So he, I think it's an ass implant. And I was thinking about this, like Mark Zuckerberg, every famous rich person, I feel like does some type of cosmetic surgery. You would too. If you had a ton of money and you could fix something, you'd be like, all right, fine, I'm going to fix it. Mark Zuckerberg is a nerd though. So he can't like go get a new face or he can't just do something that's so obvious. What he can do is get a fake fat ass.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't think so, Hank?
No, because like tech guys are so like he wears the same thing every day.
But when does he have time to squat? There's no chance Mark Zuckerberg's fucking
Maybe he was
putting
just
in the
born with
lunges.
it. He was just
every
born
day.
with those buns.
No, he was not. That's
Some
not
people are
nerd
born
bod.
with it.
It's not nerd bod at all.
Yeah.
That's not an ass.
Maybe he has one of those standing desks.
No,
thingies.
well, if he has a standing desk right now,
okay.
he definitely spent at least 30 years of his life sitting on his ass.
Right.
That would flatten that thing right out.
Billy, you think he might be on steroids?
I mean, those like super rich dudes definitely get HGH and testosterone
Yeah,
therapy,
yep,
like
yep.
100%, like
Yep.
HCG, like that's like I want to get to that level where I can just
Right.
like get shot up by like a.
You're on that
Dude,
path.
I have a theory,
Hopefully.
actually. It makes sense with the timing of it. So, remember Mark Zuckerberg went to he went to all 50 states because he was thinking about running for president? Mm-hmm. He is just trying to get Kanye West to pick him as his vice president. So he's like, I got to get a big ass, and Kanye will like be attracted to me like a moth to a flame.
Yep. That might be true.
By the way, what no one talks about in this photo is he's on an electric surfboard,
Yes.
like a
That sounds
nerd.
and there's a
dangerous.
boat right next to him
He's-
that's like
yeah.
ready to save him. It is the glamping of surfing.
He's
doing the
yeah.
whitest don't let me be in the ocean by myself
It
for
looks
more
like
than
a-
3 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's also bought like
He looks like Mrs. Doubtfire when like his mask goes out the window and he's stuck with all the shit on his
He
Put
face.
looks
the
like
cake, yeah,
a
put
clown
the
came
cake.
on his face.
Yeah.
Just like
Zuck.
he's a weird looking dude.
He is the only person in the history of the world that makes standing up on a surfboard look lame. Like that is the coolest thing you could do is be on a surfboard in Hawaii, and then you look at him and outside the fucking huge ass that looks sick, he is lame.
Do you think that this ass is as good as the fake ass that Tom Cruise had in Valkyrie? Remember that one that we
Dude, speaking of which, Zuckerberg should show up at Jeremy Roenick's trial. That is that ass.
Listen,
that ass will turn anyone.
Jeremy, if you look at Mark Zuckerberg's picture for longer than 2 seconds,
Fuck, man.
case dismissed.
Fucking ass.
Sorry, bro.
Ass. Zuck. Who would have thought Zuckerberg had a fucking ass? Damn.
I think it's 90% the stance that he's in, though.
Yeah, probably.
I like a thick Zuck.
There we go.
I
Good
like
job. All right. The only other thing I had was it's not even a new segment. It's just a new thing that we need to start saying. Dwight
Seeds.
Howard. Nope, not seeds. Dwight Howard saying he did Instagram Live and he said, "Do I believe in vaccinations? No, I don't. That's my personal opinion, but no, I don't." So I think we just need to start throwing personal opinions out there for things that people really, really, really should believe in because it's science.
I mean, is anybody surprised that
No.
Dwight Howard would have this take?
No, he also said, "I didn't know that the coronavirus be flying through the air looking for people."
Okay.
I mean, that's true.
It's
It
like
probably is not looking for people.
Exactly.
no, it is. They're like tiny little
No,
drones.
yeah, actually they are.
Yeah, that's exactly
viruses
what it is.
definitely are looking for host bodies.
They were looking for bats and took a wrong turn.
They're
Yep.
just cruising. They're just looking for bros to hang out with.
But my personal opinion, yeah, no vaccinations. Dwight Howard. Come on, man.
We'll just cut that before you say Dwight Howard.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
No vax.
I vaccinated my child.
No vaccine.
I over-vaccinated my child. I said give him 2
You say give him more shots
on everything.
Shot,
yeah.
shot,
I was like, go ahead.
shot.
Fucking double it up. Might as well.
Speaking of that,
I love vaccinations.
What?
speaking of shots, Doug's
Yes. What?
R.I.P.
RIP went out a champion, we think. We're about to play the game.
We don't know, but this is
What a
actually going to
run.
be way funnier if you lose.
Fuck. All right, well, let's...
You're playing against Dana Holgerson, huh?
Yes. Yes. 2021, even though he's not there, but yes. Or no, 2020, right? 2020?
January 2021.
2021.
Okay.
Jake is my
It's
historian.
in the future, so college
Yes.
football will exist.
Yes.
In 2021.
That's exactly what this. All right. We will see everyone Wednesday. Stay tuned because we have Billy's monologue overtake on me that he's going to have to do every single
Billy's
day now.
final thoughts coming up next. Love you guys.
So football is not. My senior football season is not happening. So I'm living in a post-football life where my career's over, and it actually has really messed up my cycle of the year. So usually I'm always preparing for the fall, so I work out during the summer, and my fluctuation in weight really just sort of relies on football, and I sort of always plan my life around football, but up to this point, now that it's gone, I don't really know how to operate in a way. So for example, I usually get fat in the winter and then I trim down by the time football season's here, but now that it's not coming, I'm now just fat and I don't have a reason to not get fat, and it's getting really hard and I don't really know what to do. So it's kind of weird. I think I'm going to try to be a science teacher, football coach. I think that's sort of my dream job if this doesn't work out. But I got some other ideas for jobs. I can't be in the special forces because too many people know my face nowadays. And I wanted to be... It's actually really disappointing. Every time more people recognize me, it gets me really freaked out. So fuck, I can't be a Navy SEAL. I can't be a Navy SEAL, yeah. And then what else? My other plan was, well, first I want to be an NFL player, and then if that didn't work out, I'll be a Navy SEAL. And then 4 or 5 is science teacher, football coach. And you know what? It's a really hard time for everyone. Love you guys.